What's up YouTube, it's Callum Parkes here, and instead of doing another how-to video, this time we're going to switch gears quite a bit. Today we will look into the Downtown Revitalization scene here in Louisville. To start, first we must define what a downtown area is. A downtown area is a central space in a city that promotes commercial and social activity. With that being said, it is safe to nickname a downtown area as the heart of the city, as that is what makes the city the most attractive to those visiting. However, if the downtown area is run down, on a decline, or difficult for civilians to access, then the city is lacking a major component of what makes it successful. When looking at what makes a downtown area special or different from the rest, it is imperative that they have more than just businesses filled with people who work 9-to-5 jobs. Instead, they must have restaurants, bars, hotels, entertainment venues, and a variety of businesses that offer varying services. If all of the previous stated are met, then the city will have an attractive and flourishing downtown area that will serve as a major benefit to those who live there in terms of quality of life. When it comes to redeveloping and revitalizing a downtown area, there are a lot of factors that must be considered. Initially, one must first see if there are multiple uses of the downtown area. Does it just serve as a space for business, or are there other amenities as well? Earlier, we discussed the importance of having bars, restaurants, and more in a downtown space. So if it is lacking those, that may be the reason why the downtown area is beginning to lose its light. Once you have looked at the uses of the downtown area, you then need to analyze its attractiveness. Making this space attractive can be done through adding parks and green spaces, murals, and aesthetically pleasing buildings. Through doing so, it will encourage people to use the area more. Even developing amenities like bus stops with things like paintings and free Wi-Fi will increase the attractiveness of a city. Another important step is making the downtown a space of convenience. This can be achieved through making the downtown area a bustling part of town 24/7. Once people see there are more than just office spaces, they will begin to move into the area and it will revitalize itself. The final steps in revitalizing a downtown area are housing, entertainment districts, and preserving the history of the city. By adding housing, there will be an increase of people moving into the area and continuing to contribute to the now bustling area. The more frequently people use this area, the more commercial profit that will be generated. Strategies for housing include redeveloping loft buildings and creating apartments as well as multi-use urban villages. Entertainment districts like 4th Street Live and Waterfront Park during events are a major key for revitalizing a space. By adding these spaces, a sense of community pride and happiness for the city are then gained by the public. And finally, historical preservation is going to be the last step when it comes to redeveloping a city. The history of a city is what makes it different from the rest. This can be done through preserving historical sites and buildings as well as renovating a historic area as you bring it into the 21st century by turning it into a bar or a restaurant or just whatever it may be.
The whole purpose of revitalizing a downtown area is to benefit the people who live in the city and improve their quality of life. But what groups of people specifically benefit from revitalization efforts, and how? First of all, revitalization efforts often focus on creating new housing developments, including new apartments or renovated lofts from old industrial buildings. Sometimes alongside these new housing developments, there are programs implemented to try to keep the cost of these houses down in order to assure equity. Promoting affordable housing protects underprivileged individuals living in a downtown area and makes the housing more equitable for all individuals. Without such programs that keep the cost of living down, this can lead to the gentrification of an area and displace the former residents living there who are disproportionately of minorities and of lower socioeconomic status. These are the people whose quality of life truly needs to be improved, and this can be done through building new housing developments and putting in programs to keep their cost of living down. Along similar lines, downtown revitalization projects can promote the well-being of all individuals by creating entertainment centers. So amenities like waterfronts, museums, and theaters can equally benefit everyone in a downtown area. These developments can create new jobs and provide venues for people to gather and enjoy themselves. These types of venues will in turn promote social capital by cultivating a blooming local culture and sense of community pride. Take, for example, the Louisville waterfront, where events like Forecastle Music Festival and Waterfront Wednesdays can take place. These events bring in revenue to the city and instill a sense of community pride. Higher social capital then makes an area more attractive to businesses looking to invest, which can create even more economic opportunity. For example, if a business is looking to settle in an area and they see a blossoming downtown that is highly trafficked, they will be more likely to settle there. And in this way, revitalization can benefit businesses. And when businesses are benefited, this encourages job creation, which benefits the workforce. But entertainment venues can only benefit everyone equally if these venues are public. So places requiring additional admission fees might disproportionately benefit people who have the extra money to enjoy leisurely activities. So while amenities like the KFC Yum Center are good for the local economy, it's really more equitable to build structures like waterfronts and museums that allow free admission. This way, everyone can equitably enjoy the venue, and those with higher incomes are not favored over those with lower incomes. Another consequence of downtown revitalization is increased access to amenities such as businesses, restaurants, shops, and hospitals. In Louisville, amenities such as Whiskey Row, the waterfront, the Louisville Palace, U of L Hospital, and Kentucky One Health are all located downtown. This increased access is equally beneficial to everyone in the city. Not only will this increased access improve the quality of life for people, but it will also add incentives for people to move to this area alongside the increased amount of housing. So more people living within the municipal limits means a bigger tax base, and therefore more profit for the city overall. And when the city makes more tax revenue, this leads to more investment into other projects to make the city even better than it already was. So as you can see, revitalizing a downtown can bring in a number of positive benefits to a widespread number of groups. So it is very advantageous for a city to redevelop its downtown area.
Louisville Downtown Revitalization. Waterfront Parks Phase 4 expansion is expected to cost $35 million. This plan will expand Waterfront Park west of 10th Street and connect downtown Portland and West Louisville. This will include pedestrian and bike paths. The site is 22 acres located north of the flood wall. Phase 4 of Waterfront Park's expansion will include an observation pier. This will become the centerpiece of the expansion. It will provide stunning views of the skyline in the Ohio River. It will be large enough to accommodate a 250-person tent and will serve as a leasable space for weddings, concerts, fundraisers, and other events. The Midway Connector. The extension of the Louisville Loop through Phase 4 will create a vibrant walking and bicycling path through the park. Located under Interstate 64, the Midway Connector will use color, paint, and creative lighting to support an open and inviting experience. The Exerscape area will use active recreation to engage park users of all ages and abilities. Playground elements, climbing areas, and spaces for exercise will come together in this unique facility. Located at the easternmost corner of the site and directly accessible from River Road's planned extension, the Confluence Plaza will be the gateway to Phase 4 from downtown. The open space will blend landscape and public gathering areas with sculptural and interactive water features. Fort on Shore Plaza. Named after the historic fort that once occupied this location, Fort on Shore Plaza is located at the intersection of 12th Street and Rowan Street. This plaza will serve as an inviting entrance to the park and will feature distinctive interpretive signage and historical references. The Big Four Bridge links Louisville Waterfront Park to Jeffersonville, Indiana, over the Ohio River. The Big Four was built as a railroad bridge in 1895 and decommissioned in the 1960s. The bridge opened to the public in February 2013, and it averages more than 1.5 million visits per year. The bridge is open 24/7, encouraging around-the-clock activity. The LED lights that span the length of the bridge operate from twilight until 1 a.m. Waterfront Park's expansions are a wonderful example of how to use and preserve old architecture like the Big Four Bridge. The planned Fort on Shore expansion named after the historical site is a great way to connect Louisville's past to present. Waterfront Park is creating a unique opportunity for recreation and tourism that's free and accessible to everyone. The KFC Yum Center opened in 2010. The arena was ranked 50th worldwide and 24th in the U.S. in Pollstar Magazine's 2017 year-end Top 200, which recognizes arenas for concert and show ticket sales. It has become the new home to the University of Louisville basketball teams. The Yum Center has certainly made Louisville an attractive choice for high-profile events like concerts, but it remains a controversial investment even 9 years after its completion due to the large amount that the city and taxpayers still owe on the arena. The Yum Center brings in tourists and business from around the country, but it mostly benefits those who can afford to attend the center's events. The Republic Bank Foundation YMCA is a $28 million investment located at 1720 West Broadway. Collaborating partners and tenants include Norton Healthcare, Republic Bank and Trust, Pro Rehab Physical Therapy, and Family and Children's Place. The YMCA's focus on strengthening community and improving health will be supported through these partnerships. They will also partner with nearby Roosevelt Perry and Wheatley elementary schools. This partnership may provide swimming classes, nutritional instruction, and more to the students. The partnership will be modeled after the success of the YMCA of Norton Commons, where students at Norton Commons Elementary School engage in the YMCA's programs, and both buildings share a common gymnasium. While these elementary schools will not be physically connected to the Y, their proximity will foster partnerships that will benefit the students as well as the entire California, Russell, and Parkland neighborhoods and beyond. Louisville Metro Housing Authority received a $30 million grant from HUD on December 12, 2016, to implement Russell's transformation plan of Beecher Terrace. These funds are leveraged with over $200 million of additional public and private investment in the neighborhood. The new sustainable, walkable, and amenity-rich Beecher Terrace community will feature commercial businesses on the first floor of select buildings along 9th and Muhammad Ali, and a renovated and expanded Art Deco-style community center, flanking an Olmsted-designed park. Construction is planned to be finished by 2023. The revitalized Beecher Terrace neighborhood will be designed and built in accordance with Energy Star's standards to ensure the most advanced environmental quality and reduced energy expenses. Some green features of the new buildings will include on-site organic waste composting and recycling stations, low-flow faucets and toilets, and Energy Star rated appliances, and more. The new units have been designed to help residents keep costs low, like south-facing windows, Energy Star compliant roofing and pavement that reflects heat, as well as strategic vegetation to keep areas cool. Many units will be available for low-income families and implement mixed use. The YMCA and their partnership with local schools is an investment in the health and well-being of the whole community. Louisville Urban League has signed on to a $35 million deal to develop the Heritage West site. Located at 3029 West Muhammad Ali Boulevard, this property was historically used as a warehouse and processing facility for the Lorillard Tobacco Company and subsequently the National Tobacco Company. It will become a 4,000-seat indoor and outdoor track and field facility and will feature community green space and outdoor event space. Louisville City Football Club Stadium will be a 10,000-seat soccer-specific stadium and adjacent development including spaces for offices, hotels, and retail. Set to open in 2020, it's situated next to Interstate 64 and 71, blocks from Main Street and a close walk from Big Four Bridge, and within view of the downtown Louisville skyline. The hip, affluent East Market District, also known as Nulu, is a dining hub with eateries spanning upscale New American cuisine to casual barbecue, plus stylish bars pouring craft beer and bourbon. Shops sell vintage clothing, women's fashion, gourmet eats, or restored furniture. Contemporary galleries stay open late for the monthly First Friday Hop Street Party, with art shows, live music, shopping, and street food. TARC's Lou Lift is an all-electric free bus that produces zero emissions. Louisville has one of the largest fleets of its kind in the country, with 10 new Lou Lift vehicles and 5 more on the way. These vehicles stop frequently near work sites and popular destinations, including concerts, museums, and big-time college sports events. Providing free zero-admission rides to popular destinations in Louisville is a great improvement in the city's public transportation and is sure to promote economic activity and hopefully fewer parking tickets.